This presentation, titled An Introduction to the Standard, is brought to you by the National Association of Home Builders, or NAHB. This presentation will provide an introduction and overview of the ICC ASHRAE 700 2015 National Green Building Standard, often referred to as the NGBS or simply the Standard. NAHB wants to help you continue to grow in your professional endeavors. Whether you're looking to advance in your career or learn more about a particular topic, NAHB offers a wide range of learning opportunities. This exclusive course and designation sponsor, Lowe's Pro Services, joins NAHB in its commitment to providing high-quality residential building knowledge you'll need to succeed. Please note, this presentation is copyrighted by the National Association of Home Builders. This presentation is intended to provide accurate information on the subject matter covered as of the time of its publication. At its conclusion, participants will be able to describe the updates to the ICC ASHRAE 700 2015 National Green Building Standard compared to the previous 2012 version, utilize the new 2015 version of the NGBS effectively for single-family, multifamily, and site development projects, identify key green building practices within varying categories such as energy and water efficiency, and develop strategies for pursuing certification of residential projects to the new standard. The ICC ASHRAE 700 2015 National Green Building Standard is a green building rating system that serves as a uniform national platform for the recognition and advancement of green building, specifically in the residential industry. It is applicable to all residential projects, including both single-family and multifamily homes, site and neighborhood development, and the remodeling of existing homes and functional areas. The standard is a point-based system where a project can attain points and certification depending on the sustainable and green practices included in its design and construction, as well as planned for its operation and maintenance. Remodeling of existing homes and functional areas will not be reviewed in this presentation. Please reference the presentation titled Remodeling to the Standard for more information about certifying a remodeling project. Site and neighborhood development projects can qualify for 4 increasing levels of certification, ranging from 1 to 4 stars, by earning the required number of points for each level. Similarly, single-family and multifamily homes can also earn 4 levels of certification, ranging from bronze to emerald. Given the growth in green home building, it is critical that any residential green building standard utilized by builders across the country remains up to date with the latest technology, practices, and codes. The 2015 version of the standard is its 3rd iteration and builds upon the previous 2012 and 2008 editions. Each edition of the standard was developed by a consensus committee of industry experts, facilitated by the International Code Council and the National Association of Home Builders. With this newest edition of the standard, the American Society of Heating, Refrigerating, and Air Conditioning Engineers, or ASHRAE, has joined in the development process, with a new formal citation becoming ICC ASHRAE 700 2015 National Green Building Standard. The standard carries ANSI approval as an American national standard, maintaining a consensus-based development and ensuring a balanced and well-rounded residential green building program. The consensus committee that developed the 2015 version of the standard was comprised of 42 individuals representing a variety of government agencies, municipalities, industry stakeholders, and nonprofit organizations, including Habitat for Humanity International, the U.S. Department of Energy, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and the American Institute of Architects. The standard itself is divided into individual green building categories, each containing several practices and pathways a project can select to achieve certification. The first category listed, Site Design and Development, is where project teams can find sustainability practices related to site and community planning. It is within this category that a project can earn points towards achieving 1 to 4 stars. The remaining 6 categories listed, from lot design, preparation, and development to operation, maintenance, and building owner education, are all focused on single-family and multifamily buildings. All of these 6 categories must be addressed in order for a building to achieve any level of certification. In fact, a building must meet the minimum point requirements for every category in order to earn certification. For example, if a project is seeking gold certification, it must achieve the minimum number of points required for each category. It must also achieve at least 100 additional points on top of that, which it can earn from any category in order to have the final point total needed for certification. If a project does not meet the minimum number of points needed in every category, it cannot earn that level of certification. This is true even if the project has earned more points than needed in some categories. This requirement makes the standard both a balanced and rigorous green building rating system and does not allow projects to earn certification if they do not address all aspects of green building. A project team must keep in mind that there are also a number of mandatory practices throughout the standard which do not earn any points. These must also be achieved for any project pursuing certification. So let's take a quick look into each category. The Site Design and Development category, where a neighborhood can earn its own certification, focuses on minimizing the environmental impact of development, protecting and restoring natural features, and encouraging pedestrian activity in the area. Some of the practices available include clustering lots, buildings, and infrastructure, developing mixed-use areas, increasing density of residential units, and selecting high-priority sites, such as brownfields, grayfields, and infills. Stormwater management practices are integral to the sustainability of a site. The standard recognizes and awards a number of stormwater management strategies, such as integrating increasing amounts of permeable surfacing into a community, which helps reduce runoff and increases opportunities for infiltration. Constructed wetlands and other natural innovative wastewater or stormwater treatment technologies are an excellent way to both manage and treat water on site, as well as earn points towards certification. Points can also be achieved if the stormwater management system is designed so that runoff rates, volumes, and durations are no greater than that of the pre-development, stable, and natural condition of the site. A hydraulic analysis is required for verification. The standard encourages increased community activity within the development as well. Points are available to neighborhoods if 80% of all homes and non-residential buildings are within 1/4 of a mile walking distance to a park or common area that is at least 1/6 of an acre in size. Projects can also earn points if a community food garden is established and open to all residents. Multimodal and alternative transportation is also encouraged, including networks of sidewalks and bike paths. A minimum of 90 bikeway and pathway intersections per square mile are needed to earn any points for community connectivity, and additional points can be earned if intersections are increased to 140 per square mile. Points can also be earned if all lots within the site are located within 1/2 mile walking distance to mass transit. By integrating some of these strategies, as well as many others established in the standard, a neighborhood can reduce its environmental impact, increase pedestrian activity, and differentiate itself among other communities in the area. Next, we will begin looking at the 6 green practice categories required for an individual home to earn certification, beginning with lot design, preparation, and development. This category is similar to the previous one, but on a smaller scale, with the goals of reducing environmental impact and protecting, restoring, and enhancing natural features. It is focused on exterior elements of the building, such as lot design and construction, stormwater management, landscaping, wildlife habitat protection, and heat island mitigation. Points can be earned for such practices as planting native and regionally adaptive species, which do not negatively affect existing ecosystems and require less irrigation, if any. The standard also awards homes that implement measures that support wildlife habitats, such as having a certified backyard wildlife program, as well as designing in regard for possible wildlife corridors. Recognizing the importance of pollinators to the environment, the standard also encourages the planting or improving of pollinator habitats that make up at least 10% of the vegetated areas of the site. Also within this category, project teams can earn points for mitigating the heat island effect experienced on their lot. There are multiple strategies available, such as having a minimum of 50% of all impervious hardscape have either high solar reflectivity index or be shaded. For the home itself, points can be earned if 75% of the roof is vegetated. Implementing low-impact development and green infrastructure, like rain gardens and bioswales, is a great strategy to reduce environmental impact further by promoting infiltration and evapotranspiration. Point values are based on the ability for LID structures to manage all rainfall on the entire site and prevent off-site discharge for the 80th, 90th, and 95th percentile storm events. Next, we will move on to the resource efficiency category. This is the second green practice category involved in the certification of a residential building. It is focused on minimizing the environmental impact of building materials, incorporating environmentally efficient building systems, and reducing waste generated during construction. This includes products and systems with enhanced durability and reduced maintenance, as well as reused, recycled, regional, or salvaged materials. A number of mandatory practices in this category focus on building to a higher standard to ensure the longevity of materials and limiting resource-intensive replacement in the future. For example, a capillary break and vapor retarder is required at concrete slabs. Damp-proof walls are provided below finished grade, and finished grade on all sides of the building must be sloped away at a minimum of 6 inches per every 10 feet, regardless of lesser codes. Flashing is required to minimize water entry into wall and roof assemblies at numerous locations such as exterior fenestrations, built-in roof gutters, under copings and sills, and at roof-to-wall intersections, among others. Joining practices already recognized by the standard, such as performing life cycle assessments and using recycled and regional materials, the new 2015 version of the standard now also recognizes both product-specific and industry-wide environmental product declarations, or EPDs, for building materials. Product-specific EPDs are weighted higher than industry-wide EPDs. To begin earning points, at least 10 building products must have EPDs. Next, we will review the energy efficiency category, which is focused on reducing the energy consumption of the home, as well as promoting use of renewable energy sources. There are 4 pathways a building may take in order to comply with this category. The performance path, based on energy modeling, requires that a building must meet or surpass the baseline performance in IECC 2015, the latest version of the International Energy Conservation Code. If a project is seeking Emerald certification, the highest level, it must complete the performance path and cannot select any of the other remaining options. Projects not seeking Emerald certification have the option to choose the prescriptive path, which requires a building to earn a minimum of 30 points by selecting and implementing energy conservation measures listed in the standard. The prescriptive path also has a number of mandatory requirements, such as complying with insulation and fenestration requirements within the 2015 IECC, as well as duct system testing requirements. New to the 2015 version of the standard, a home now has the option to utilize the HERS index to comply with this category, based on the EPA HERS Index Target Procedure. Finally, an ENERGY STAR version 3 certified home or version 1 revision 3 certified multifamily high-rise complies with the minimum requirements. However, by selecting this path, the project cannot earn gold or emerald certifications. An ENERGY STAR home can only earn bronze certification, and an ENERGY STAR multifamily high-rise can only achieve silver. A major update to the new version of the standard is the mandatory requirement that all projects have insulation installed to Grade 1 standards. Grade 1 is the highest standard of installation and applies to all insulation in the home, from floor to ceiling. With Grade 1, there are no substantial gaps or voids in the insulation, and cavities are uniformly and completely filled. When dealing with wiring and other services, cavity insulation should be either split or fitted tightly around the wiring. Any exterior insulation must be in substantial contact with the framing or sheathing, and compression of any insulation is minimized to 2% or less. This must all be verified by an independent third party before drywall can be installed. In addition to achieving one of the 4 pathways, such as energy modeling or HERS, a project must also select at least 2 additional practices from a list in the standard. Examples of additional practices include installing occupancy sensors or dimmer switches on lighting, installing a potable hot water demand recirculation system, or installing skylights or tubular daylighting devices in all rooms that don't have windows. In the new version of the standard, points can now be earned for installing an automatic demand response system that curtails energy use upon a signal from the utility and energy service provider. Next, we will shift from efficiency in energy to efficiency in water use. The water efficiency category has the goals of reducing the overall water usage of the home, focusing both on indoor and outdoor water use. Not only water reduction strategies are provided, but the standard also encourages the capture and reuse of initially non-potable water, such as gray water and rainwater on site. Inside the home, a project can earn points for minimizing the total volume of water from the water heater to the furthest fixture, not exceeding 1 gallon, and earning more points by reducing down to 1/4 of a gallon. Utilizing tankless water heaters is also recognized by the standard, as long as the water heater can ramp up to 110 degrees Fahrenheit within 5 seconds. Water-efficient lavatory faucets, shower heads, and water closets can all earn an increasing number of points depending on their flow rates. Added points can be earned by using waterless or composting toilets. Energy Star appliances, such as washing machines, are an excellent way to reduce water consumption and can earn extra points if they have a water factor of 4 or less. As for water sources, previous versions of the standard awarded points for a home that utilized reclaimed, gray, or recycled water, but a number of municipalities have limitations or restrictions on the use of these water sources inside the home. While the standard still awards points for use of alternative water sources, it also now awards some points for projects that rough plumb these systems into the building for future use. This will allow homes to be ready should the owner and municipality move towards alternative water sources. All piping must be permanently marked, tagged, or labeled appropriately. Outside of the home, points can be earned for using water-efficient irrigation systems, harvesting rainwater for irrigation purposes, or by having landscaping where no irrigation is needed. If irrigation is installed, the standard requires that all irrigation plans and implementation must be executed by a qualified professional certified by a WaterSense labeled program or equivalent. Beyond efficiencies, a major aspect of green building and sustainability is air quality and the indoor environment of the home. The goal of the Indoor Environmental Quality, or IEQ, category is to reduce the possible pollutants inside the walls of the home that originate from a variety of sources. Among many other strategies, the standard awards points for designing the home and fenestration to achieve stack effect or cross ventilation, bringing outdoor air into and through the home. At a minimum, the standard requires at least 2 openings in a space on opposite or adjacent walls. All openings must be operable, such as windows or skylights, and all openings must have insect screens. The total area of the openings must be at least 15% of the floor area of the space. When it comes to mechanical systems, projects can earn points for having MERV 8 to 13 filters, and earn an added point if a MERV 14 filter is installed. Verification is required that the HVAC system can accommodate the greater pressure drop of this type of filter. Using zero VOC, low VOC, or green seal products for architectural coatings, adhesives, and sealants can also earn a project points, as well as installing insulation that meets emission standards, measured in a laboratory and certified by a third-party program accredited to ISO 17065. The standard has also added the practice of implementing indoor air quality control measures throughout construction, such as keeping materials dry and ensuring emission requirements are met. Additional points can be earned if post-construction verification of the quality of indoor air is completed. The final category involved in the certification of a home is operation, maintenance, and building owner education. This category is essential to the long-term sustainability and optimization of a home, as the resident's behavior is a key part of keeping the home running efficiently. The standard requires first-hand training of the initial building or homeowner, ensuring the occupant has the necessary education to operate their home and its systems correctly and efficiently. This includes items such as HVAC filter maintenance, thermostat programming, and even recycling and composting practices. A homeowner's manual is also mandatory and must include the National Green Building Standard Certificate with completion documentation, a list of green building features, as well as all product manufacturers' manuals and product data sheets for major equipment, fixtures, and appliances installed in the home. Project teams can earn additional points for adding items like local transportation options available around the home, information on renewable energy utility providers, and information on green cleaning. Post-occupancy performance assessments are also encouraged, allowing for owners to determine if any energy or water usage has deviated from expected levels, and if any necessary inspections or corrections should be made. A building verification system to monitor energy and water use can be used to measure consumption the first year of occupancy and then compare it to annualized consumption at least every 4 years moving forward. So now that we've been familiarized with the categories involved in certifying a project to the standard, let's take a look at the certification process itself. All NGBS projects must include a green verifier on the project team, who serves as an independent in-field representative of the NGBS Green Certification Program. Verifiers can also assist the project team with their knowledge of the standard and should be contacted as early as possible in the design and construction process. At the same time, the project team can complete the building scorecard to indicate all of the green building practices they are pursuing. Once the project team finishes the scorecard, the verifier will register the project with the certifying body, Home Innovation Research Labs, who will be reviewing and overseeing the certification process. Once prepared, the project team can send the verifier all construction documents, plans, specifications, and any other information needed to ensure green practices are being implemented correctly. Next, the verifier will complete a mandatory visual inspection of every single green building practice being pursued in every single residential unit prior to drywall being installed. This is essential to ensure practices such as Grade 1 insulation installation are being completed properly. The team will sign the rough verification report, acknowledging they have completed it, and the verifier will provide it to Home Innovation for review, along with any other documentation needed. If something does not meet the requirements of the NGBS, the team must either take corrective measures and have the project re-inspected, or they must drop the practice from their scorecard. Once construction is completed, the verifier will complete a final mandatory inspection of green building practices and generate a final report. Home Innovation Research Labs will review this final report and award NGBS Green Certification, provided the project has successfully achieved the required number of points. The standard can be your guide to creating an efficient, healthier, and eco-friendly living space, and we hope this presentation has provided you with the tools to move forward with getting your next residential project NGBS certified. Thank you for your participation. You can purchase a hard copy or download a free electronic copy of the ICC ASHRAE 700 2015 National Green Building Standard at builderbooks.com/NGBS. To learn more about certifying a single-family home, multifamily building, remodeling project, or land development project, visit homeinnovation.com. If interested in more information on green building in the residential sector, visit nahb.org/green.